Hi, gentle yogis. Shauna here. Welcome. I'm so glad you could join me today. We're going to be moving through a practice that's just the basics, sticking with that theme of bringing in poses that are basic poses in yoga. So I want to encourage you as we go through these poses in any gentle yoga practice, just be kind to yourself. Treat yourself with compassion. That was one of the things that pulled me to yoga, is this sense of nourishing myself and taking time to be kind to myself. So I offer that to you today as you move throughout practice. Just allow yourself to create space, move into your breath, into your body. It's a practice, it's not a perfect. So be kind to yourself. We'll start out on back body. So laying flat on our backs. So when you're ready, just begin to position yourself so that you're laying on your back. And once you're there, just allow your eyes to close. Maybe the knees bend at first. When you bend the knees, it just allows the low back to find a comfortable space. And then if comfortable from there, you can extend the legs straight out on the mat. And sometimes, some days, it's different. So you may extend the legs and it's like, oh, nope, I want to bend the knees. So just honoring what's going on today for you. And allow a gentle sigh or a release through the mouth of the breath. This moment where you begin to arrive right here in this moment on the yoga mat for your practice. And just slowly, gently begin to deepen the breath. It is an invitation of the breath to begin to move into the lower lungs, which creates this expansion through the belly. So if that feels good for you, just allow yourself to slowly move there, feeling the belly expand on the inhale and the gentle softening on the exhale. Beginning already to feel a little bit more relaxed just from arriving on your yoga mat and creating this space for practice today. So let's take 5 more breaths like this. If you want to count the exhales down from 5 to 1, go ahead and do that. We'll start on the next exhale, counting down from 5. Once you find yourself at 1, just allow a natural flow of breath. Softness through the shoulders, through the face, through the hips and the legs. And if your knees are bent, we're going to extend the legs first. So extend the legs, point the toes, gently reach the arms overhead. Maybe a yawn. Just honoring what feels good in your body. When you're ready, we'll bend the knees back. The soles of feet come to mat. The arms down at side body. Feel the soles of feet connected to the mat. Maybe lift the toes at first. Then we'll soften the toes down to the earth. The palms face down. We'll inhale, reach the arms up toward the ceiling. And then exhale, lower the arms down. Inhale, reach the arms up towards ceiling, maybe going overhead. Exhale as you lower down, back to side body. And just continue with this flow. Inhale, arms extend up and overhead. Exhale, lower down through center. 2 more rounds, just 2. And last one. And the next time your arms float down, bend the elbows, let the palms come to about mid-belly, a little close to low belly. We'll pull the heels close to sits bones. If you have extra mobility there and your heels meet the sits bones, then just make it so about the ankles are underneath the knees. The shoulders pull down, so we actually want to press into the elbows, lift the heart, pull the shoulder blades down the back, and then soften the heart down. Beautiful. Begin to press into the soles of feet. Notice if your neck is arching or your chin is lifting. You just want a natural curve of the neck, of the spine. And then slowly press into soles of feet. Lift the hips and back body off the mat. We're going in for a flowing bridge. Feel the strength in the legs and then gently lower down. We'll add the breath. The inhale lifts us up. And the exhale lowers us down. So just nice and gentle. Inhale, pressing into soles of feet. Lift up. Exhale, lower. Slow and easy. And if you begin to feel the hamstrings turn on or the glutes contract, that's fine. It's just engaging different muscles. We'll take 3 more rounds flowing. So follow your breath. When your inhale starts, you begin the lift up. When your exhale starts, you begin to lower down. Follow the flow of your breath all the way from beginning to end. One more. Beautiful. And if you really tuck the shoulders, untuck the shoulders now, you can move the feet out a little bit. And today, let's slide the feet a little towards the front of your mat. So you want to create more space in the bend of your knees. So not a tight bend, just more space. We'll widen the feet about as wide as mat. Going in for my favorite flowing pose. I think this should be included in every single yoga practice. So going in for our windshield wipers. And you can have the hands on the belly still, or you can do a big T shape if that feels good for you. Just check in with your body. When you're ready, the knees begin to flow to the left and gently move through center and flow to the right. So just allowing the side to side movement of the knees from left to right, soft, gentle. So just soft and easy, going side to side. And if it's comfortable, you can turn your head the opposite way that the knees are flowing. If you want to do that. Just take a pause. The next time your knees float to the left, maybe the head is turned to the right, just pause right there. Be sure to take a deep breath into the belly, get that full breath in, and then float to the other side for your pause. Allow the knees to come through center, float to the right. Maybe the gaze turns to the left, but just allow that settling, the full deep breath, at least 1 to 2 deep breaths. And then slowly coming through center, we'll take the knees into chest, the hands to knees, and just begin rocking side to side. And then as if you're stirring a pot, make circles with the knees. So you'll feel this gentle massaging in your back body. Reverse directions. As you come to stillness, together we'll roll onto side body and press up to simple seated. So just taking your time, finding a comfortable seat, whether it's on the blanket, the mat, the bolster. If you don't have a little daisy on your bolster, you can take a seat on the bolster. Pull the flesh away from sits bones, allow the spine to get tall. Maybe the palms meet the knees and the tips of thumb meet the pointer finger. Let's arrive in our seated position. So going from laying to seated, allow that moment where you arrive in your sits bones. Feel the length of the spine, the softness of the face, the opening of the heart. And just gently, when you're ready, begin to pull the shoulders up, back, and down. A few shoulder rolls. Today we're going to come into a gentle twist. So allowing the arms to come forward, the palms meet, the spine is lifted. Notice if you're pulling your shoulders forward. Pull the shoulders back a little. You just want an extension of the arms. And we'll flow to the left first. So inhale, your left arm opens to the left and the gaze follows. So don't force yourself, just go as far feels good for you. And then gently release through center. That will be the exhale. The inhale will be the open with the right arm, the gaze follows. And the exhale will be the close. So continue with your flow of breath. Inhale as you open. Exhale as you close. Next time you open with your left arm, pause right here. Can stay right here in the twist. Lift the heart. If comfortable for you, take the right arm to left knee. Left hand comes behind and just follows the blanket or finds the blanket, the mat, or the bolster. Lift the heart again and the gaze looks over the left shoulder. 3 full, gentle breaths. And release through center. Allow that moment where you find center. Take 2 shoulder rolls. Just kind of find your balance, your neutral once again. Reach the arms forward, the palms meet, the shoulders pull back. We'll go to the right side now. So right arm opens up, gaze looks back. Just pause right there. We're lifted, we're lengthened through the spine. You can stay right here. Comfortable, the left hand comes to right knee. The heart lifts up. And then the right hand comes behind, either finding the mat, the blanket, the bolster. The gaze looks over the right shoulder. Those 3 gentle, full, even, smooth breaths. And then gently release through center. Find those 2 shoulder rolls just to find your neutral again. And take a pause next time the shoulders soften back and down. Beautiful. We're going to come to hands and knees next, our tabletop pose. So just keeping that in mind throughout our practice today, keeping it gentle for yourself, nourishing yourself. Take it only as far as feels good for you. So maybe the blanket comes with you underneath the knees. If you have that available to you, that always feels yummy. And once you're there, just let's spread the knees wide and move into a child's pose. The hips and tailbone sink back. The elbows bend. The forearms can stack if that feels good for you. The forehead comes to forearms. Another option, arms extend forward all the way and the forehead meets the mat. And just once you're here, allow a settling and a sinking through the heart. And allow the breath to deepen. Deepen into the back of the body. And then we'll slowly begin to lift up, making our way back into tabletop. Ideally in tabletop, the technical way to go into the pose is knees underneath hips, wrists underneath shoulders. But if you have a little bit of crankiness in the wrists, you can always bring the hands a little bit forward. The fingers spread wide. The peace fingers are pointing straight forward. The belly pulls up, the heart is lifted a little, so it's strength. And then when you're ready, on the inhale, the belly drops into our cow and the chin gently lifts, the tailbone lifts. Moving into cow, the head and neck drop, the back of the heart rises up and the tailbone pulls in. So this back and forth movement, inhale draws the belly down, the sway of the spine. The exhale releases the head and neck. The back body rises up. And allow the breath to move you. The heart comes forward on your inhale. The exhale reminds you to flow into your cat pose. Full deep breaths, gentle, easeful movements. We'll just take 2 more rounds. Just nice and easy. Beautiful. And from here, we'll walk the hands back. If you have a blanket underneath your knees, we'll go ahead and move that out of the way. We're going to come right onto our belly in crocodile pose. So just crocodile pose is you lay flat on your belly, bend the elbows, stack either the forearms or the hands, and the forehead comes to the back of hands or the forearms. Just once you're here, allow that flow of breath so that you feel your belly press into the mat. Daisy wants to be part of the action here. Sorry. And then check with your feet. We want to make sure they're about hip bone width apart. The tops of feet press into mat. The kneecaps slightly pull up. So it feels like you're contracting your quadriceps. Then there's a slight tilt of the pelvis into the mat. We're going to take our hands underneath our shoulders. So the number one mistake I see is that people put their hands too forward. So check with your body. Hands are underneath shoulders. Once you do that, the head is lifted a little bit. Pull the shoulders back and pull the elbows in. And then the forehead meets the mat. So coming into a gentle baby cobra pose, just lift the head, neck, shoulders, chest up. Gaze is down. Notice if you lift your chin or your head so your gaze looks forward. We don't want to do that. We want to keep our head in line with spine. On your next exhale, lower the head, neck, shoulders, chest down. Inhale, lift up again. Exhale, lowers you. Inhale, lifts you. Two more rounds. This is strengthening through the back body. So the legs are strong, adding that stability. One more round. And release into your crocodile pose. You can widen the feet, stack the arms. Forehead comes to the arms or the hands. And just allow the breath to flow. The breath in itself here can be a counter pose by expanding through the back body. We actually feel the low back release. And then the exhale softens through the back body. So just take a few rounds of breath like that, noticing the back body, feel this gentle expansion. All the way to the low back, and then a softening on the exhale. We'll take one more round of these. So once again, bring the feet so they're hip bone width apart. The tops of feet begin to press into mat. Those kneecaps pull up in the slight tilt of the pelvis. The hands come underneath the shoulders. The shoulders pull down the back or soften down the back. The elbows pull in toward the rib cage. The forehead meets the mat. Inhale as you lift up. Exhale as you lower. Let the breath guide you. The inhale lifts you. The exhale lowers you. Notice if you're pressing into your palms like a push-up, that's not the intention of the pose. The intention of the pose is to strengthen the back body. So the back body, the torso is what's lifting you up. The next time you lift, let's hold here 2 full rounds of breath. And then release down. Find your crocodile pose, widen the feet. Allow everything to get soft. Take those 2 or 3 rounds of breath, expanding the back body. And right here, if it would feel good for you, lift the feet up and just gently sweep the feet side to side. Or reverse windshield wipers with the feet. Gentle release through back body. Allow a couple breaths in stillness. So just gently release the feet back down, slowly coming into stillness. And then together we'll take our hands about where the chest is, tuck the toes under, begin to lift yourself up. A gentle reach back with the tailbone, not a full child's pose, just a reach back. Then we're going to go up to standing. So we'll come forward, tuck the toes under, begin to walk the hands back, lift the knees up, and stand up to your mountain pose. Find your way to the head of the mat. So begin to find your feet so they're hip bone width apart about. So check in with your body. And coming in to mountain pose, we want to start from the feet up. So lift the toes up, find your soles of feet. Nice. And then if comfortable for you, check if you can slowly lower your big toe down. If that's not happening today, don't worry about it. Just keep the toes lifted. And from here, we're just going to move a little forward, a little back, a little to the right, a little to the left. So just start this. Place the toes down, a little forward, a little back, a little to the right, a little to the left. Finding your center point of stillness. And then just kind of settle there in your center point. Begin to straighten the legs, not lock the knees, just straighten. The low belly energetically pulls up along the inside of the spine. It's this lift that happens through the crown of the head. Sometimes when we do that, our rib cage lifts. If that happens, soften through the shoulders, but still keep this energetic lift. Let's take a moment of pause here. The palms can face forward. There's an opening of the collarbone. Sometimes when we adjust in mountain pose, our chin tends to lift. So notice if that's happened for you. Pull the chin down, even in a little teeny bit. And then once again, feel the soles of the feet on the mat. Feel the energy from the soles of the feet, from the earth, moving up through the legs, through the hips and the pelvis, through the heart and the arms, through the neck and the head. Beautiful. And then just allow the eyes to flutter open. Soften the hands. We're going to take a wide stance on our mat. So you want to be facing the wide edge of the mat. Take a wide stance. And your toes are slightly pointed in. So they're slightly pigeon-toed. So sometimes people tend to point out, but notice that really to keep the knees safe as we move into warrior two. It's nice to point the toes slightly in. We'll take the hands to the hip creases. The right toes point to short edge of mat. And then the right knee bends. Right knee's over right ankle. So check in here. See how you feel. Notice the front heel is in line with the back arch of the foot. That same energetic length and lift. So we have connection to the soles of the feet, strengthen the legs, and then lift energetically the low belly along the spine. Once you feel that lift, soften the shoulders back, extend the arms out on either side, and the gaze looks over the front right hand. You can check your back arm, make sure your arms are even. Even turn the palms up toward the ceiling, the heart opens. And then the palms face down again. Warrior two pose, strengthening pose. Feel the breath move in and out of the body. From here, we'll keep the stance exactly the same. So the legs stay the same. You can drop the arms down. We'll keep the left hand on the left hamstring. The right arm reaches up towards ceiling and the gaze looks up. We open the heart. Soften the shoulders back down, almost as if you're reaching the heart toward the ceiling. Peaceful warrior pose. 3 full rounds of breath here. Press into the soles of the feet. Feel the strength in the legs. Beautiful. And then gently release down. Straighten the right leg. The toes point forward again. We'll walk the feet back in just to take a break in between. It can be a lot of strength, a lot of muscles used. So just kind of dangling the arms, maybe lifting the feet, a little bit of movement. Feels so yummy, especially after holding a pose for a little bit longer than just a breath or two. And so we'll go to the opposite side once you feel ready. Extend or lengthen out through the legs. Make that wide stance. The toes slightly point in. Find your rootedness. Find that groundedness like we did in mountain pose through the soles of the feet. And then when you're ready, the left toes point to the short edge of mat. You can check with your heel to arch alignment if that feels good to you. And then the left knee bends over left ankle. Right here is where we pause. We find the strength in the legs. We make that shift of aligning the spine. The low belly pulls in and up. The shoulders soften. The arms extend. The gaze looks over the left hand. Take that moment to turn the palms up towards ceiling. Open the collarbone. And then release back through the center. Can you stay present in your pose? Can you feel the soles of the feet and the strength of the legs? Can you feel the softening of the flow of the breath? From here together, keeping our stance exactly the same, we'll move into peaceful warrior. So release the hands. And then this time, the left arm reaches up, the gaze looks up towards ceiling, heart reaches up, but shoulders soften down. At least 3 full breaths. Awesome. And then release down through center, toes point forward. Walk the feet back in, that little shake out. Maybe a little snap, crackle, pop through the joints, through the knees, through the ankles. Beautiful. And then find your way to stillness. For our balancing pose today, we'll come into tree pose. So we'll ground through the right sole of foot first, and that same motion. So bend the left knee, the left ball of foot finds the mat. That same motion of connecting to the sole of foot, strengthen the legs, low belly pulls in and up. Take the hands to the hips or the hip creases. Find a point that does not move, your drishti point. Connect to that point and begin to open the left knee out to the left, so the left heel comes to the right ankle. Still the left toes are on the mat. Even yourself out through the hips. If you notice you're really shifting to the right hip, even that out. You can stay right here. Maybe the palms of hands meet right here. Maybe you begin to lift the left foot up to the left calf, never to the knee. We don't want to put that kind of pressure on the knee. It's either to the inside of the calf or the inside of the upper thigh. Allow the breath to flow. And if you find yourself falling out of pose, just allow yourself to slowly make your way back in. Release through center. That same little shake out we did before. Maybe a big release of the breath, and then we'll go to the opposite side. So just slowly making your way there. You know, sometimes I can talk a little fast, but when you're ready, ground through the left sole of foot. The right knee bends. Lengthen through the left leg. The low belly pulls in and up, that energetic length and strength. Hands come to hips. Find your point that does not move. And then begin to open the right knee to the right. The heel finds the left ankle. And knowing each side is different, so honoring this side. Maybe once you're here, the palms meet at heart center. Maybe the right foot begins to lift to the inside of the right calf or the inside of the right thigh. Release through center, that gentle pedal, shake out. And then we'll come in for our cleansing breaths after our balancing. So widen the feet, the toes slightly point out. We'll do 4 rounds. It's a big breath in, reach the arms up. Exhale out of the mouth, bend the knees, sweep down. Inhale up. Exhale, release. 2 more. Last one. A big reach up. Sparkle those fingers down, and then we'll swish side to side. Maybe lift the heel, tap the body. Do what feels good. Already feeling the lightness and the ease in the body from our yoga practice today. Beautiful, everyone. And then just slowly making your way to stillness once again. Just nice and easy. We'll meet back down on the mat. So today we'll just go right down back onto back body, how we started our practice. So just in a comfortable way. You just want to move comfortably, easily. Allow yourself to find your way onto back body. And then just slowly coming into stillness, release soles of feet to mat. Allow the arms to extend out to the sides and gently drop your knees to the left, coming into a twist. If comfortable, the head turns to the right. Just let the eyes close, the body to get heavy, the breath to get full. Beginning to settle into the softness at the end of practice. Allow yourself to move through center. The gaze comes center, and we'll drop our knees to the right. Just nice and easy. Maybe the gaze looks to the left. Take that time to settle, relax the body, settle into the breath. And then just slowly come through center. You can either keep the knees bent, turn the heels out to the sides and drop the knees in together, or extend the legs straight out on mat. Just take a few moments in stillness, allowing the feet and the legs to soften, the hips and the torso. The shoulders and the arms. the neck and the head, the forehead and the crown of head. Just have this settling, counting down the breath from 5 to 1. Just enjoying the stillness after our practice. And just gently bringing small movements to fingers and toes, waking up the body, stretching the arms overhead, maybe reaching through the feet. And then together we'll bend the knees, have the knees come into chest and roll onto side body. Take a moment of pause there. Then when you're ready, pressing up to simple seated. So just take it nice and easy. Once you're here in simple seated, let the palms come to knees, the spine gets tall. We'll open the collarbone, take the arms out to the sides, a big reach up. Exhale, palms meet together at heart center. Connected to heart center, where deepest love lives. We first take a moment to send this love to ourselves. And then we send this love out to each other, a community in yoga. With so much love, honor, and gratitude, I bow to you. Namaste.